and shit, all that good shit. All right, all right. Greetings, family. I hope everybody's doing exceedingly well. Knowledge of God 13 TV is here in the building. Jedediah Congo is here in the building. Mike check. Am I coming in clear?
Clear, Roger that.
All right. I hope everybody's doing exceedingly well. Welcome to tonight's special. What is the fourth dimension? Without further ado, we're gonna go right into it. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead. I'm gonna cam up. What's good, everybody? Hey, knowledge. What was We were just talking about something right before we went live. What was that?
I'm working. Hold on, I'm looking for it too, cause I'm on your heels, boy.
I got you. Look, we building. You know what I'm saying? We ain't in the YouTube streets. We up in the building. You
You
know
had said something on the live.
what's that?
What you were saying about air. You was like, air is not a is not a.
Oh, I got you. I got you. So
Go ahead,
air,
go ahead.
air is a vibration. Like light, water, air is a part of water, right?
Hold on. No, what did you? No, you said.
Air, like okay, you gotta breathe air. You wouldn't be living if you didn't have air to breathe.
Oh, you
You
talking
wouldn't be
about
living.
air is the most necessity here on this earth, and what
Nah,
we
No,
are
he said
really
nah,
made of.
it was pertaining. It
nah,
was
nah. I
pertaining
went
to
in.
dimensions. Let me go to it. Let me
It's a
go to it.
dimension. Oh no, he right.
No, it was a
It's another
conversation
dimension.
me and you had though. We had that conversation,
Uh,
bro.
you
Damn,
want
you
to share
took
that
that
J right quick?
conversation like that, bro. That's crazy.
Nah, nah, nah. It's not a conversation that me and you had.
Oh, this
Me
something.
and
No,
Knowledge was
look,
building.
me and him was building on my panel the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like,
Oh,
he
okay.
said,
So
he
you know how
said,
you say water is a different space? It's a different thing.
no,
Water,
you said
water.
something. I'm about to play it, bro.
Oh
Air
Like,
and
yeah,
water equal time.
yeah, yeah.
Air and water equals time.
All right.
yeah, but we wasn't. It wasn't. It was on the lines of this though. I got the timestamp. That's why I said like I'm
This
on
nigga
his
got your
ass to
test.
see. You can't just say stuff to me and then because it sound good at the time. It's like
I
damn.
got you.
But we ain't had time. You was saying so much shit in the beginning. Remember, I was like, slow down, gang. So hold on.
I
But
got you.
I'm gonna
Share
show
the screen. I got you.
I'm gonna show you that you gotta pay attention to like I be listening to what people saying, G. So just listen to what you say. I'm gonna stop it. Just listen, gang.
I'm gonna listen. We look at it as measurements made by man are.
Hold up.
Why I came up with that dimensional thing, because you said let's look at dimensions for what they actually are. So when we look at dimensions, we look at it as measurements made by man through geometric shapes, right? But we know geometric shapes are only a part of what we exist in. So that
Coming up.
means there are other dimensions that aren't measured in geometrical shapes. Came up with that?
No, you got to
Oh,
run that.
okay. I got it. I got it.
Now
Right.
listen,
Breathing, right? We breathe in air, right? That's not a geometrical shape.
what is?
Solar plex.
We breathe in air, right? The process of us breathing in air. That's not a That's not a geometrical measurement.
Now listen. Now. You said it's not right. I found something that said it is.
Okay, okay. So, like I said, it's not a geometrical thing. So, if you tried to measure air in geometry or with inches, what type of tool do you use to measure air with?
Listen.
Hold on, Kev. Can I say something, please?
And it's funny that what he said about the solar plex, and doesn't the solar
Nah, please,
plexus? No. Go,
please,
go, go,
please,
go.
because both of
Drop,
y'all right. Both of y'all right
go ahead. Jedediah, drop your
at the
knowledge. Go ahead,
same
go ahead.
time. Both of y'all right at the same time because air can actually be seen when it's a certain temperature in the atmosphere,
Thank you.
but it can't be seen when it's not a certain temperature in the atmosphere.
Thank you.
And it depends on us, our electricity radiating from us.
This nigga
Right.
said it.
So back to what he said. He said air is not a geometrical measurement.
It
It
is
does
it,
have,
both y'all right at the same time.
but it does.
It
It
is
is a
it,
geometrical.
bro. It's like a ghost. That's the ghost they were talking about. They saw. That's a ghost coming out up out of you. It depends on you and your temperature and this atmosphere. Get it?
I don't necessarily think it's a ghost. I just think it's just
Oh
molecules and
no, I'm going off the regular math. So let me go scientifical then. It's water particles. It's atoms
yeah, we breathing in air.
upon
Literally,
atoms, and it form water particles.
it's like we breathing in air. It's like we breathing in water at its lowest point.
Right, right, exactly. I ain't gonna say that. No, let me listen to y'all. Y'all crazy.
Now, it's funny that he broke it down. So, knowledge. With that being said, do you want to rephrase the question, or what you know? What I'm saying I
Yeah,
answer the
air,
how you
you
want.
said air is not a geometrical shape.
Yeah, you can't measure it like geometrically or like with inches and stuff because it's like a different dimension. Even though dimensions are, you get
It's
what I'm
not a
saying.
different. Listen, it's not a different dimension if we're breathing it in. It is a 3D. It is part of the third D. The 3D. It is nothing but water, G.
Now let me
It's
explain it
literally
to you,
part of
right?
this water. We're breathing in water. Water.
You remember what he explained, right? And I'm gonna show you a video that's gonna explain the same thing. So on a sheet of paper, right? On a
Yeah.
sheet of paper, if you got this, right? You got a sheet of paper, and you got it. Oh, give me a quick second. I got one.
I think he trying to describe the fifth dimension, not the fourth. Because I know what you're talking about.
Hold
If
on,
you
hold on,
hold
hold
that
on. Let
piece
me
of
do this.
paper
Let me
up,
do this.
hold on. If you
Let me do
hold a
this.
piece of
Let
paper
them
up,
talk, bro. Let them talk.
all right, go ahead. My bad.
See,
I
you
was
see
talking about
this?
you. I was talking about you,
See
Jedediah.
this? You see this
Oh,
thin
oh,
piece? If this tries to go through this, it would only see a square. It would only see on this, they will only see a square. So as we breathing in air, act like it's only interacting with us as a higher dimension than what we know. Just like light. We don't actually understand light, but it interacts with us. But it could be a higher dimension, even though we can see it. Do you get what I'm saying?
So what dimension would it
yeah, I
be?
get what you're saying. I
It
get
would have to be.
exactly.
Listen, if we can see it,
Now,
then it has to be in this dimension.
Okay, and now look,
now
let me
look,
explain it to you again. You see this piece of paper,
listen, hold
right?
on.
Act
Hold on,
like
listen.
go ahead. I'm listening. Go, yeah,
Okay,
go.
my bad. But look,
No, you good.
you're
No,
getting
Jedediah,
that.
drop your
Hold on,
knowledge.
now. You're getting at the fifth dimension because the fifth dimension is nothing but say you hold up a piece of paper, you write a name down on a piece of paper, say you write down burn or God on a piece of paper. And then you hold it up and look at it without speaking vocally through the wavelengths, through the water, through the time, through the energy. And you just say it with your mind. And you
It's
say
telepathy.
burn in your head.
It's like a
Who is
telepathy.
that said burn, bro?
That's you.
But look at it as does it sound like you? Does it have the same tone as you or what? You just thought about saying burn. You didn't actually say it physically out your mouth. It's all
Okay.
about the mind.
But see, that's what thoughts do. Thoughts are voices.
Yeah.
Thoughts
But
speak.
until you, but look though, look what I'm about to get
Yeah.
at. It's about the mind, right?
Mhm.
So we manifest first through the mind, and then we actually say it out. But what if we don't say it out and it's in our head? They call that telepathy, right? Telepathy, right? So where's the telepathy going?
Hey,
If
hey,
you're
that
not in tune with the universe, if you're not in tune with your brother that's next to you,
That's a
or
great
the
question.
sister that's next to you, or the general universe itself, where is it going? Where's that thought going?
hey, salute to Loves in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Now check this out. Now look, you got a cube, right? You got a cube. Now you got this right here, right? You got damn, you can't see it that good. So it's like three people on a piece of paper, but they will only be able to see this because the cube is more than their dimensions. But okay, yeah, we in the three or fourth or fifth dimension ourselves in our own dimension, right?
3D. 3D.
Okay, so let's stick with 3D. We in a third dimension, right? So say there's higher dimensional things, let alone beings, but just things. Air, water, because we don't understand how water goes right up in the air and rains. We don't see it, and it's happening. And it'd be a lot of water goes up into the air and it rains. You see this happen, but we don't truly know how it happens. Light comes and it hits us. It's a high. Those are higher dimensional things. Space is a higher dimensional thing, and it interacts with us. But we on a lower dimension in it, but we can't live without it. You see what I'm saying? So did I knowledge which you and after knowledge
It's like
Jedediah.
Hold on, you said we can't live without it. I'll be right back. You said we can't live without it. See, you're right. You just brought up two
Yes,
elements I
yes,
said.
yes,
Air and
yes.
water equals time. Air and water equals time.
And then light and darkness would be space.
But if time don't exist,
Yeah, time as a construct
hold
as
on,
a
hold
met.
on,
Go,
hold
no,
on.
no, keep building. My bad.
If time don't exist, how can we correlate the two?
So, like I
Because how long
Hold
does
on,
it
I'm asking
conduct yourself
Jedediah
to
that.
get
I'm
to
asking Jedediah that. Go ahead, Jay.
how so what do we call something that we're trying to get from point A to point B? We can't just snap our fingers and get there. If we had the infinite mind, we could. But for right now, we're at our lowest form until we pass on to another dimension, a dimension that explains it way better than what we can. And a dimension is an actual gatekeeper too. If people knew, it's a gatekeeper. That's a fucking dimension. It's to another
oh
gate or another realm. So what about now? We gotta actually have numbers so our math can compute when we get from here to there. That's what time is. That's what man constructed, what man made up. Because that's how our minds are. We at a lower dimension, a lower density.
Yeah.
We think we looking up, and really we looking down because down is up and up is down.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere too.
I'm telling it is. If you look at the Arctic walls, if you study the Arctic walls, you will find out. I'll be back.
Yeah. Uh he got one of these videos he talking about he's explaining Egypt right here. This was 12 years ago.
As an entrepreneur, as a
Very
creator,
good.
I'm 24/7 on the go all the time. Shopify makes it very easy to be connected with my store. My name is Chef Jamoke Jackson, aka
nigga to understand how we built the pyramid. Shit. That's another shit that cracked me up. White people say they don't believe in aliens till you ask them who built the pyramids. Aliens. Then ask them any other time. There's no such thing as aliens, crazy nigger. They just don't want to believe a black man designed something that they can't fuck with to this day. You understand me? Motherfucker, you know how we built the pyramids? You ever play in the sandbox? You gotta ask a simple question. Just always flip the script. What if up is down and down is up? What if you look down into space standing up on Earth? This is how we built the pyramids. You play in the sandbox. It's easy to move a mountain of sand into position. Once you wet sand, it holds its form like concrete. You put the first brick at the apex of this motherfucker, all right? You move sand out of this corner and that corner and place bricks there on both sides all the way to the top. Now you let the sand dry out and drop that brick right through that bitch. Sand under pressure when it's dry moves like fluid. That's why you always find viaducts in all of the motherfucking pyramids, so the sand can shoot the fuck out the bitch. Now you have a hollow cosm. And it's built into the ground in the same specs. It's not really a pyramid, it's a diamond. It is now topped off by quartz, and at the bottom is topped off by quartz. When moonlight comes through, it refracts off of the quartz in the bottom, the first refracting laser, illuminating the night sky, which is why they called Pharaoh God, because he could turn night into day. Thus the all-seeing eye on your dollar bill above the pyramid. Because the only part of the human body made out of quartz is a human eye. When it dries out, it's small granules of quartz. That's why light transfers through it. Holla at your boy.
But yeah, fool. See how he said down is up and up is down? You know what I'm saying? So are we all really, instead of right-handed, we left-handed? Like, can't hear you.
You can hear me now? All right, my bad. I gotta mute jank on my mic too. I be forgetting to mute myself on the mic part right here. Always let me know that too. You see me talking, like let me know. But yeah, I fought with Eddie Griffin. I seen this jank before. Hey, he the only nigga that ever said that shit. I ain't heard nobody else say that shit, bro.
Heard nobody else
Nobody say that shit, bro. Ever.
I mean, of course, as kids, we used to always say, "What if up is down, down is up, or shit is inverted?"
But that quartz saying the pyramid is actually a diamond, and they say there's a whole bunch of underground tunnels underneath the Sphinx and all this other shit, and that shit is blocked off to the public. Like you can't go see that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Man, they know what the fuck going on.
Hey, I got one that's gonna fuck you up, Knowledge. Now I'm gonna keep you on your heels. You ready for this shit? I got a video for you right quick. Check this one out.
Hey, what if the pyramid system was them, you know, going back and forth from 3D to 4D? That's why they had them weird ass, you know, faces and bird heads and all that weird shit.
Oh, bro, I did a build about one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, they was manipulating 4D into the 3D. You know what I'm saying? And they was able to, you know, come back with certain stuff because they know how to manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the hieroglyphs is some type of 4D language? You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
A 4D language, damn. They say when you go there, the experience is a lot different than you just seeing it for what it is. All right, so check it out. I got it right here, loaded up. So now that video you showed me with the young white boy, here you go. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you react to this shit. Now check this shit out.
In discussing the large-scale structure of the cosmos, astronomers sometimes say that space
Fair
is
use, fair use.
or that the universe is finite but unbounded. Whatever are they talking about? Let's imagine that we are perfectly flat. I mean absolutely flat. And that we live, appropriately enough, in a flatland. A land designed and named by Edwin Abbott, a Shakespearean scholar who lived in Victorian England. Everybody in flatland is, of course, exceptionally flat. We have squares, circles, triangles, and we all scurry about and we can go into our houses and do our flat business. Now, we have width and length, but no height at all. Now, these little cutouts have some little height, but
Yeah. Anytime y'all want me to pause it, let me know, and I got to do that for them as a part of fair use and educational purpose. But y'all get the basic knowledge, and Jedediah, y'all get the basic concept he's saying.
Yeah, he explaining one
Yes,
D
sir.
right
Yes, sir.
now.
Okay, good, good. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
playing it.
go
But
ahead.
anytime one of y'all want to pause or add something, let me know. That way, that's a part of the bill. You see what I'm saying? So I got you. I'm gonna keep playing.
let's ignore that. Let's imagine that these are absolutely flat. That being the case, we know, us flatlanders, about left-right, and we know about forward-back, but we have never heard of up-down. Let us imagine that into flatland, hovering above it, comes a strange three-dimensional creature which, oddly enough, looks like an apple. And the three-dimensional creature sees an attractive, congenial-looking square, watches it enter its house, and decides in a gesture of interdimensional amity to say hello. Hello, says the three-dimensional creature. How are you? I am a visitor from the third dimension. Well, the poor square looks around his closed house, sees no one there, and what's more, has witnessed a greeting coming from his insides, a voice from within. He surely is getting a little worried about his sanity. The three-dimensional creature is unhappy about being considered a psychological aberration, and so he descends to actually enter flatland. Now, a three-dimensional creature exists in flatland only partially. Only a plane, a cross-section through him can be seen. So when the three-dimensional creature first reaches flatland, it's only the points of contact which can be seen, and we'll represent that by stamping the apple in this ink pad. And
You keep going. He building.
Nah, bro. As he was building, I just heard flat Earth. I guess that's why they call this flat Earth. And this is supposed to be a planet, but a planet, it's a plane.
That's what I'm saying. One
Yeah, so
dimension
yeah, one dimension. So
Thank
look,
you.
starts from 1D. So
bro, I had to say that. When he said that, I said, "Oh shit, no wonder they call it flat Earth." But yeah, now so what you think? Yeah, Jedediah, I want to hear y'all.
I agree.
Oh, okay, y'all,
I
Jedediah,
agree, but
keep
but
going.
look,
Yeah.
see now, look at how you have little globe lamps. You know them little globes that you shake up Christmas, but the shit be already on the ground,
Snow
on
globe. You
the
talking about
bottom level.
the snow globe?
Listen, the globe lamps, it already be on the bottom level,
Hmm.
which is the base. And when you shake it, it forces its way up and starts coming back down on top of what it was under, or what once was in the atmosphere amongst the, let me see, a vertical one. So what I'm trying to say is this is how the water comes down upon us. Because I just said earlier, what is up is down and what is down is up. So we thinking water coming from up there and coming back down. It's a false narrative. It's the air, just like you said, air, y'all said air that we breathe, we inhale. When we exhale, sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. It's due to the temperatures within the atmosphere. But you releasing waters out of your system, just like you have gills or something like fish. You're exhaling and it goes up. It goes up into the atmosphere as smoke or gas, and it forms the clouds or it forms a barrier, and then it sweats itself back down. That's all I was trying to say. My bad.
No, you good. That's what I want to do. for fair use purposes too. Like we supposed to educate and learn and have fun with this shit. Cause to some this shit might seem boring and shit, but I could tell Knowledge and Jedediah, I could tell both of y'all caught that shit like how I caught it. Like when y'all get this information, y'all ain't lame minded people like, oh man, that's just some dumb shit. What the fuck this nigga talking about? Y'all niggas understood some of the shit he was saying that he won't saying, right?
Yeah, let you guys keep going though.
All right. So I'm gonna let it play. I knew you were about to say that. I wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to say something. All right. Let me finish playing this jank out.
Placing that image in flatland.
I'll go back.
And we enter flatland. Now, a three-dimensional creature exists in flatland only partially. Only a plane, a cross-section through him can be seen. So when the three-dimensional creature first reaches flatland, it's only the points of contact which can be seen. And we'll represent that by stamping the apple in this ink pad and placing that image in flatland. And as the apple were to descend through, slither by flatland, we would progressively see higher and higher slices, which we can represent by cutting the apple. So the square, as time goes on, sees a set of objects mysteriously appear from nowhere and inside a closed room and change their shape dramatically. His only conclusion could be that he's gone bonkers. Well, the apple might be a little annoyed at this conclusion, and so not such a friendly gesture from dimension to dimension, makes a contact with the square from below and sends our flat creature fluttering and spinning above flatland. At first, the square has no idea of what's happening. He's terribly confused. This is utterly outside his experience. But after a while, he comes to realize that he is seeing inside closed rooms in flatland. He is looking inside his fellow flat creatures. He is seeing flatland from a perspective no one has ever seen it before, to his knowledge. Getting into another dimension provides as an incidental benefit a kind of X-ray vision. Now our flat creature slowly descends to the surface, and his friends rush up to see him. From their point of view, he has mysteriously appeared from nowhere. He hasn't walked from somewhere else. He's come from some other place. They say, for heaven's sake, what's happened to you? And the poor square has to say, well, I was in some other mystic dimension called up. And they will pat him on his side and comfort him, or else they'll ask, well, show us, where is that third dimension? Point to it. And the poor square will be unable to comply. But maybe more interesting is the other direction in dimensionality. What about the fourth dimension? Now, to approach that, let's consider a cube. We can imagine a cube in the following way. You take a line segment and move it at right angles to itself in equal length. That makes a square. Move that square in equal length at right angles to itself, and you have a cube. Now, this cube, we understand, casts a shadow. And that shadow we recognize. It's, ordinarily drawn in third grade classrooms as two squares with their vertices connected. Now, if we look at the shadow of a three-dimensional object in two dimensions, we see that, in this case, not all the lines appear equal. Not all the angles are right angles. The three-dimensional object has not been perfectly represented in its projection in two dimensions, but that's part of the cost of losing a dimension in the projection. Now, let's take this three-dimensional cube and project it, carry it through a fourth physical dimension. Not that way, not that way, not that way, but at right angles to those three directions. I can't show you what direction that is, but imagine that there is a fourth physical dimension. In that case, we would generate a four-dimensional hypercube, which is also called a tesseract. I cannot show you a tesseract because I and you are trapped in 3 dimensions. But what I can show you is the shadow in 3 dimensions of a 4-dimensional hypercube or tesseract. This is it. And you can see it's 2 nested cubes, all the vertices connected by lines. And now the real tesseract in 4 dimensions would have all the lines of equal length and all the angles right angles. That's not what we see here, but that's the penalty of projection. So you see, while we cannot imagine the world of 4 dimensions, we can certainly think about it perfectly well. Now, imagine a universe just like Flatland, truly.
Switch to Fios Home Internet. Plans start at just $25.
He broke it down, but
It was still another part of that video, but it's not a part of that video right there.
they can't tell you about that 4D.
But hold up. But now check this out, knowledge. I guarantee you that the young white boy who was explaining that video that you showed on the other build listened to that video. He had to listen to Carl Sagan. Now let me give you a gem. Check this out. You remember the Matrix movie, right? Remember Agent Smith?
Yeah.
So you remember the way he used to talk in that?
The way he what?
The way the Agent Smith actually talked and acted. So the actor himself, he said he actually used Carl Sagan, the guy that was just speaking, as a way to try to voice his character for Agent Smith.
Mm.
Hey, I know some. Yeah, I know some shit, don't I? Yeah. And that goes to the Matrix. You that connects. Look, connect dots. I want to do connecting the dots. I'm like number one. You feel me? Connecting the
Yeah.
dots. This might be
The thing
connected dots.
thing about that tesseract is you got to understand, like they say, dimensions, right?
Yeah.
In our third, if in our third dimension,
Mhm.
we got width, height, depth, shit like that, right? So it's like it's like if you watch a tesseract, that cube in the inside constantly rotates. So if you watch the movie, what was that movie? Avengers, I think it was Avengers with Loki and shit in there. And remember when he grabbed the tesseract? As soon as he grabbed it, he disappeared. So that's a part of the 4th dimension. It's like you got powers or something. You know what I'm saying?
Only the ones that can see that their pineal gland is intact.
Hmm.
Only the ones who can see.
That's some deep shit. I can't hear you, Genocide, if you talking.
Okay. I keep muting myself. My
Yeah,
bad. But look.
like, yeah, this your show, nigga.
Nah, it's all good. Nah, I just do that to make sure that y'all talking. But nah, I pulled up some shit. Look, I got you. It's time for the visuals. Yeah.
Mm.
Look, I ain't just doing nothing over here. You feel me? Nigga, we talking about this shit. Let's pull this shit up. You feel me? So Loki, the Tesseract, right? You know what I'm saying? This nigga had that shit. He's a fucking mischievous ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that shit some and then like we was explaining the 2D shit, right? Will we be trying to explain some of this higher level knowledge? Some of we just can't explain because it's higher level than a higher dimension than us. So we'll
Nah,
never
hold
be able to
on.
explain
This
this.
something broken down. This
Oh no
something
no
broken down.
oh no
The
Jedediah, break your shit down.
the
I want to talk
re-
about what you talking about. Go ahead.
the reason why a certain people on this planet are able to make their dreams and aspirations or thoughts come true is because they associated thoughts with physical aspects which is money, which is backed by nothing but lies and blood. Our blood now, our blood through corporation entities, which I'm not gonna get into. But They cheated. We never cheated. We actually dug deep and brought a power up out of us that we didn't know we had, and we witnessed it with our own eyes physically when it came out through nature, through stuff that surrounds us. Why you think they made cash rules everything around me? It wasn't. It was cash. It was the deaf, dumb, and blind. They was catering to the deaf, dumb, and blind, which is cream, which is money, physical aspects. But Raymond, or not, let me stop. My nigga came through, or what it really meant, Christ rules everything around me, which is mind and man. Go ahead, King Genocide.
Oh nah, we building. Oh, I got my shit muted. Y'all can hear me, right? Yeah.
I can hear you, gang. Yeah.
All right, my bad. Nah, cause I keep hitting the mute shit, but I'm doing that on purpose. As we building, we doing a good thing right here. So check this out. And this is what I'm about to explain to Knowledge. We we know that there's a higher dimension. So Knowledge, do you agree there's a higher dimension to shit that we don't understand, right? Like we can't see infrared, we can't see in night vision, but that shit exists. You feel me?
It,
Air
it,
exists even though we can't see it, right?
it gotta be, bro.
Thank you. So that's think about it like this. When we know and can explain some of this shit, some of that shit gonna be unexplainable or it's gonna sound stupid. You get what I'm saying? Like when he was saying poor Mr. Square can't talk about up to them. That
Hmm?
part. Yeah, you don't remember when you was saying that? When he okay, so the fucking cube would look like a square if he experienced the higher three dimension, right? He'll come back as a square and be like, hey, and he wouldn't be. They'd be like, "You don't know what the fuck you talking about."
Oh yeah.
That
But look,
part.
but that's what I'm saying. See, look, it's not that you're scared. That's what I'm saying. You gotta understand. I'll share my screen real quick.
I
I'm gonna
got
give
you.
you,
Oh, okay, I see it. I
gotta
saw
give
it.
you a
Check. Hold
visual
up.
real quick.
Let me end this shit right here. Oh nah, I just gotta hit. Hold up, my bad. I'm tripping. I just gotta hit add this. Boom. Gotcha.
So look, this is look. Soon as he touched it, right?
Hmm.
He was able to go into the 4D. So that's what I'm saying. We can 4D can manipulate the
So
3D.
let me explain it to you like old boys explained it earlier. Hold on. Knowledge.
Oh,
Nah.
bro, it's in the middle of breaking shit down.
Hold on. Let me say this right quick. Yeah. Look.
What?
Act like he like jumped up or down, like in dimensions, so they can't see him right now. But nah. Go ahead. Knowledge.
Bro, you want me to say that, bro?
My bad. Hey, I
No,
apologize.
bro, like damn, you fucking
Nah, I keep building. I'm on mute, bro.
saying like he had. What if like I say, all them Marvel characters, all them superhero powers and shit like that shit is not 3D. That's not 3D shit. That's 4D shit. That's 4D powers like Transformers, the motherfucker, transforming and shit like that. Like that's part of
Hold
4D.
on, hey, I got something for that. Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, bro. My bad. If you could, matter of fact, go
Yeah,
ahead. But
I
when
feel,
you
I feel.
said that, I just wrote something down, bro. This is what I was trying to tell you, Kel. Look, King's in the side. Look, morph, mofa. The ancient, I feel like the ancient word for morph is mofa, which is mother, father. The the DNA codes. Mo for mother means more omniscient. Father means forever alpha. So it's more omni forever alpha. Alpha or after. Forever after. After everything. We keep coming back. Keep multiplying. You put that together, you get the God code. That's the transformation. But it depends on the information that you give to the morphing of what you spawn. We spawn in here. We talking about spawning. We talking about reproduction. But you must fuse as one with mother and father. That's why I said all this. I ain't gonna get into that. Let me stop. I'm about to go left.
Oh, hold on.
But you know what I mean. You know what I was getting at.
Yeah,
But I'm
okay,
not
so
gonna
it's
have this video. Nah, I mean,
oh yeah. We always gotta stay on that. It's all good
yeah,
though.
we can't get on that. Yeah, that's off limits. And I
Hey, but
almost did. I caught
Yeah,
myself.
I know you did. I know you did.
I
But look,
already know. This
but
shit
look,
funny.
though.
We
But
start
look,
going in too hard.
yeah,
This whole
sometimes
shit,
you can make me.
this shit start glitching. Then all of a sudden, look, the subscribers will go down. Everything like, oh, what the fuck happened, bro?
Niggas didn't forgot we was on YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, check this out though, right? So like, and I ain't mean to cut knowledge off earlier with that shit, but he jumped, and I like the what. So what knowledge said, he said that he said as soon as he got the tesseract, he jumped out of there and vanished. So
Because
when
that
you say,
4D technology is powerful, and you got to think
but
he come from Asgard. That's a
yeah,
higher dimension than that Tesseract. So that's what I'm saying. If the four a higher dimensions can see beneath them, but I don't know if those dimensions can see above them. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
don't know. But it's just like how it is on Earth, how we play football, basketball. Blah, blah, blah. What if when you make it to 4D, it's a Earth or some shit just like this, but motherfuckers got powers. You know what I'm saying? You know how the movies be like that sometimes, like they make movies where the community people got powers and shit like that, like they go against the government. Like where are they getting these concepts from? Like, but who is going and coming back from the 4D to the 2D? Telling it? Like, you know, it makes you all
I knew he was gonna ask what it is. So I'm gonna tell you what be happening, right? I think everybody behind that shit happened to him. Some people don't want to say it, and some of this shit be so okay. Act like this, right? Act like a computer game. They couldn't. To us, what we doing is like amazing, but the shit that's beyond us, we went like everything would be a little too amazing. You feel me? But I had a couple of interactions though. You feel me?
with what?
Well, I mean, you can call it dreams or whatever. You feel me? But I had that one dream to where I ain't gonna do that one right now. That I'm gonna say that for one for another bill. And you know what I'm
What
saying? When it's
I'm saying though, but that's what I'm saying. When you seeing all this crazy stuff in your dreams, those are 4D entities trying to do something and harness your energy or something. That's why I be thinking like shit. Sometimes
bro,
people die in dreams. Shit, you don't know
yo,
what they saw. Shit.
the shit that happened in that dream, bro, it's like the shit, the fucking, I ain't gonna say that shit, bro. That shit was raw as shit. Like, you know how people be making shit up? That shit too good. I'm not good enough to make up some shit like
Yeah,
this. No bullshit. I'm not even good enough. Like, I'm good to make up some shit. And it be some shit. Nah. The experience I had, and I ain't gonna do it this time until this time. But look, bro, that shit was raw as shit. That shit was raw as shit, bro.
I just be thinking, bro. You just gotta put all things. You have to question everything, bro. You have
Oh
to.
yeah, that part.
It's a lot of trickery. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fucking trickery. So it's like when you see this shit, you gotta really ask these questions. Like, hold on, gang. Like, what y'all got going on? Like, why y'all want me to believe this stuff? But why?
Yeah, that part. See,
Yeah.
that's why I don't like
So
talk about my
the
shit.
motherfucker gonna burn? If they're like, what the fuck? Like, nah.
Hey, but oh, knowledge. You remember the part where you say he jumped? So let me say this. What happens when you jump? You go up, right?
Yeah.
You remember he said the square was explaining in flatland, it couldn't explain going up. You remember that part?
Oh, so that's what we doing right now.
You see, Loki, you said he jumped. You said he jumped. You said that shit, bro. You get what I'm
As
saying? Like
soon as he got it,
he jumped. You said as soon as he
motherfucker.
got it, he jumped. There you go. That's exactly what you said earlier, right? And guess what? He did exactly that. He jumped into another dimension. And this is the reason why you showing this shit, right?
Damn, I forgot.
Bro, that's why I was like, why the fuck you cut me off saying that shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. cut me off and now you didn't finish my shit.
Yeah, I should have wrote that shit down, but I thought that that's what you meant though. I mean, the only reason why, because we talking about this, that shit. Hey, Jedediah, what you think about that shit? You still? Yo, hey,
You ain't
that's some
there?
shit. Nah, he be right back. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. Hey, this nigga jumped into another dimension, bro. Or high,
That's
no,
what I'm
he
saying.
jumped into a higher dimension, and he already from a higher dimension. You said, yeah, you kind of said that yourself earlier about where he was from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he from Asgard.
Hmm.
That's supposed
Oh,
to be high as well.
got Just Jay up in the building. Salute to
You know
you.
what I'm saying? What up,
Appreciate you
Jay?
having
What
you.
up, Jay? You know, I just turned my shit off because I was rolling up. Shit.
Nah, you good? Nah, I know. Niggas ain't gotta see you rolling up. Nigga, have your
I'm just good.
privacy.
That's why I want to do it. But yeah, look though, I'm saying though, you gotta understand though what the 4D and shit is though. Is like that's how they be transforming, like all them transformers and fallen angels and all this different shape shifting and all that shit. Them is 4D entities, bro. They not from here. They was not birthed here. They didn't come from here. They have a whole different reality, bro. They
Hey,
use
so you
space
say they
time,
they 4D
interstellar.
dimensionals, right? I think
Hmm?
I think some of them are negative and some of them positive too. You see what I'm saying?
What you mean?
So like it's like this. Like you know how you got good and bad people here in this or good and bad things in this dimension, right? So in the higher level dimension, it's gotta be good and bad things. You get what I'm saying?
Damn, but look, ain't damn, you know that just make you think like, damn, how far up does negativity go?
Ah. Or no, how low? Then they say yeah, and then people think negativity is
You
low
can't
or
say low. You can't say low because you on the third D. So
3D
you can't
three
say
dimensional
low.
plane.
You gotta say how high is it? Because you trying to go to the next dimension and keep going. So when the fuck does the negativity fall?
So when we
Or is
think
that
of
shit just always associated with it just always a
hold on.
balance throughout each dimension? You have to just have balance through each dimension.
Knowledge. Listen to this. So like you know how you just think of upper, but instead of thinking upper, act like it's a sphere, right? But you thinking and you expanding that, but you going beyond that space. Like you keep expanding that sphere of instead of a straight line thinking up, it's like a spear, but you making it way bigger instead of from the macro to the micro. You know what I'm saying to the
No, what are
expansive.
you trying?
Yeah.
I'm saying what you trying to get at? What up,
So
Jamil? What
so
you trying to
act like there's a dimension beyond us. Like look at microbes and look how small we are to the Earth, and there's bigger galaxies. And then what about what's bigger than that? We still probably wouldn't see it.
what you be?
What
I'm
if
lost.
there's
Did you
something
hold on,
you
big
got what I
dog?
said? You got what I said. Hey Jedediah, we hear you. So
Into when those rocket ships launch off talking about going to the moon or to Mars, how if you really look at it, it really drops and lands in the water near the Arctic Ocean and it goes underground, it turns into a submarine, it goes underground into another depth of water or another depth of land that's within Earth.
Let's talk about
It
it.
doesn't leave this atmosphere because it's actually in a dome. Like you talked about, OG. You talked about we in a dome, and if you look at The Simpsons, it tried to tell you. But
and
that ship doesn't go beyond the sky and the clouds and reaches another
hey
depth
brother
and
Jedediah.
goes up on a knob.
And
Hmm.
it probably has to go up so high to come down to get that velocity there.
Now check this out.
Thank you. They
Now,
dip
hold on.
into the get into that water, get deep down in there. Yep. Yep.
Jedediah,
Yep.
I'm gonna give it
Yep.
right back to you. I
Bro, you
got you.
can't
I
be
got you.
cutting them off when he's
No, no,
going
I'm not.
on.
No. When they went to
Keep it
Antarctica,
knowledge.
listen. When they went to Antarctica, it was called Operation Fishbowl.
Oh,
Thank you.
see,
Thank you.
see.
Nah, he caught it. Jedediah caught it. Jedediah caught it.
I can see if you said something that was gonna hit, but
Jedediah caught that. He
that ain't
know what
got
I'm talking about.
that ain't got shit to do with what he was talking about.
Jedediah,
Yes,
no,
it
Jedediah.
do. Yes, it
Yeah,
do.
dude. Yeah,
I
dude.
got. I
Look,
caught him. I caught him. I
look,
caught him. I
yeah,
get what
yeah.
he talking about. Yes, sir. You on point.
What he saying with the rocket? They
Yeah,
didn't have a
explain it to him. Explain it to him.
they didn't have a rocket.
When he said, look, he says Operation Fishbowl. Look, we just said we are supposedly on land and out of water, and we're on land, but we still breathing in water. We still have gills also. They don't teach you those regions of your body. We have gills also. We breathe in water, but we also breathe in air. We become dependent on air. At one point, civilization was dependent on water.
Hey, let me say something. I was thinking
I
about
ain't gonna
earlier.
get, I ain't gonna keep going like know what I mean, but it's crazy, bro. Like things like this are
No,
crazy. So
no,
we're fishing a bowl,
Hey,
basically.
we
no,
getting it. Let's
it's
do it.
crazy. It's crazy you say that because look, I was thinking earlier, right? Like I'm like, damn, they did destroy Atlantis and they fled to Egypt. Like they destroyed
Yeah,
Atlantis.
man.
So listen. So I'm just thinking like damn, like they destroyed Egypt. They destroyed Atlantis and fled to Egypt. I'm like, damn. So what if we was the Atlanteans and the
Ding, ding,
Egyptians
ding, ding,
and
ding,
the
ding, ding,
Egyptians
ding.
explored us? You know what I'm saying? Like, and now we, over time, we just came on land and migrated on land, whatever the case may be. But that was
Why
just a
you think
theory.
Florida have most of the curses? Next to Haiti, right? It's next to Haiti, which gets destroyed by Mother Nature on the regular. Then it moves to
Yo,
Florida, and Florida hella gets destroyed.
I'm
It's
about to write
always
this shit
about
down.
those pieces of land on a coast, right there by the water, like Cali, stuff like that, man. You gotta
Mm,
look at it. States that will pieces of land, platonics that are surrounded by water gets punished the most. So the United States knew what they were doing
mm.
when all this other extra technology came to where they can plant things in the ground or they can bomb certain things and cut certain lands and make them shift and move
Wrote it
together
down.
with other lands.
Hey, now check this out, right? Hey, knowledge. Didn't you share the jank about the Grand Canyon and the Egypt jank, right?
Oh yeah, let me show you that shit, bro.
Yeah. Bring that shit up.
Hey, so
I just
look,
wrote down some shit, right? And show that shit right quick, right? Now,
look. This what I was trying to say about the Tesseract, right?
oh
Like,
yeah. There we go. See, we
so
building. Let's do it.
you see,
People
you
love the
see
visuals.
how this. You see how it just keep forming itself back into the same shape and it's coming back. This is how they can shapeshift because they are from that dimension, just like us. We can jump up, we can duck down, we can go left, we can go right, but we can't disappear. We can know about disappearing, we can create it like on a video game or some shit like that, but not in real 3D.
Yes, you
That's what,
can, bro. I'm gonna tell
but
you why.
what you saying?
Especially in this atmosphere, we do shapeshift. You know why? You see how chameleon change colors and adapt with this land, so it can blend in with the environment, so it won't be killed or picked off by a predator.
But he's not 4D.
Hold on.
He's
Not
not he you
necessarily in the mind. Not necessarily. Actually, you'll be surprised
know what I'm
because
saying? I
guess what? No, no. Listen, listen. If you thought
mean,
about it this way, we aren't living our best lives like the animals are. Guess what? They free. The wild, like the so-called wildlife, the so-called dumb idiots, the kingdom, the lions, and all these other the birds, especially the birds, the angelic ones. They're more free than us. And don't you think if they wanted to, they can be a nuisance and hurt us? They choose not to. They at peace and they at war with their own, just like we are. We was given provision over them by a most high being. But naturally, we gotta pay to live. They ain't gotta pay for nothing. They out there freely drinking water. freely hunting, freely eating, freely living. Only time when they're disturbed is when they want to cut the trees down and knock down their natural habitats. Other than that, they're not taxed at all. They live freely. We don't. So who the real winners?
I mean,
Stop thinking of the wildlife as lesser minded beings or entities because they're
I'm not
not.
saying
They're
I'm
very
not
intelligent.
I'm not saying that they're not because they are nature, but I'm saying I don't think a chameleon is a four-dimensional being. I don't. We could look it up. A four-dimensional animal. I look it up. You
Hey,
know what I'm
look,
saying?
four dimensional got a lot of meanings to it. Four dimensional is almost Google, or it is Googled actually, because it has different meanings, a lot of different meanings. If people don't know, Google is an actual number or a sector that you can put it through numerology. When you put Google tons or Google's of, it's actually associated with saying it's a number, but it's like Google is actually like infinite. If you look at Google, look it up. Google
No,
is actually another word for infinite.
actually, actually, if you look it up, Google, it came from a guy who was like a mathematician, and he asked his granddaughter. She said,
Thank
"Look,
you,
look,
bro.
look, look."
Thank
So
you.
she said Google. You know what I'm
It's more
saying?
than
And look,
sextillion.
so she
Sextillion is a
look,
lot
hold on,
now.
look.
Sextillion, but
So
Google,
Google,
oh my
hold on.
god,
Let me tell you, Google
woo!
is actually a one with 100 zeros. You can look it up. I ain't gotta look it up. I know that. Yeah, I mean, Google is one with 100 zeros behind it. That's what Google is.
What
Did
is
y'all
the
know
time?
that?
Say it
What is
again.
Listen, the number Google would be a one with 100 zeros behind it.
what does that mean?
You
That
sound like
like
you
act
in the
like
water, bro. You sound like a robot.
hold up,
Who me?
You
me?
sound like a robot, bro.
Hey, knowledge, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, check this
I
out,
can hear
right?
you now. Say it.
Okay,
Say it. I
so
can hear you now.
Google, act like you had the number one, right? Like you know how you write a million
Mm-hmm.
and then you write 6 zeros behind it with
Yeah.
commas. Act like you put 100 of them
Yeah.
behind it. Act like you put 100 zeros
Oh my
behind the one.
goodness.
That's a Google.
What does that mean?
Act like you got a
Yeah,
million, right?
Googles are crazy.
And look, act like you got a million. You got a billion. You got a trillion. Put 100 zeros behind the one. That's just what a Google is.
Like as
And
far
see,
as the
and so that's more than
That's what it came
sextillion,
from.
right? Is that
And
more
it's
than
funny
yeah,
that
it's
we
more
get.
than
And it's funny.
sextillion.
Yeah, it's wait,
Yeah,
look,
it's
trust me,
way
that
more
yeah,
than
bro,
sextillion.
it's 100 zeros behind the one. Yeah, like yeah, I learned that shit
yeah,
when I was a kid. You feel me?
yeah.
Playing shit like SimCity, like that shit behind
Sextillion
me.
is actually a whole generation.
Yeah.
When they speak of sextillion, that's a whole generation.
Mhm.
Well, two generations on both sides, so that's a whole two generations.
Yeah. Man, how many generations you think actually happened? Like knowledge. How many generations of people you think actually lived on this earth? I know you don't know, but just like what you think.
But
Think
actually,
people
that's
been around for a long time, not a long time. Oh damn, shit dropped him out. All right,
will
he'll
come
drop
back.
back in. Yeah, but how long?
Right
Oh yeah,
right here.
that one. Yeah, go to that shit.
So look, when I said I keep telling people Egypt and Atlantis was intertwined. Once Thoth created the deluge, he fled to Egypt and also had a canal that was linked to the Grand Canyon. I feel they blew it up to break the connection we had with Egypt, but we are not Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. This shit is too on point.
All right, now you ready for this shit?
Go ahead.
Now it's funny, right? The land of Kemet, it's got people who look like us, and it's I'll show the release of the images on another date, but when I broke that shit down on my other channel, I still got videos of that shit. But I'm gonna do it again and more update that shit. But like, look, you might not want to think of, but like Atlantis, right? The Grand Canyon. Let's just say that was Atlantis, right? But now think about it. Let me hit you with some hood shit, right? Now, the capital of Kemet or in Egypt, right? It was called Memphis.
I
Over
know that.
here, did you know that?
Yeah.
So over here, black people at big in Memphis. Yeah, Atlantis. We got a place called Atlanta. Niggas love going to Atlanta. I'm just saying, like, shit is crazy. Like, shit be like the truth and the shit be right up on the nose. But like,
Even the ocean is called the Atlantic Ocean, so it's just like
they're in the Atlantic Ocean. Like, yeah, come on, yeah, let's
it,
get.
it's some
Shit,
type of connection. Like it's some
gotta be.
type of it's something we missing.
Mhm.
And then it's like they blew up Atlantis, and then Egypt was reigned the golden come. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody loved Egypt now. You know what I'm saying? Because they was connected with. It's like two empires growing together, and the other one backdoored them. You know
And
what I'm
and
saying?
see, and see, this one is hidden. You can't go to that's a no-fly zone. Did you know that? That shit is
Where
heavily protected. You cannot fly there.
where?
Yeah, the Grand Canyon. You can't fly over there. Did you know that?
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can't. Yeah,
So
no.
if it's just, the people like, oh, it ain't nothing there. If it ain't nothing there, why can't you just fly over?
You get some shit there. You know some shit there.
Like, yeah, it's gotta be some shit there. You not telling me that, yeah, but I don't know what's there and I ain't releasing any secrets, but like, it's obvious some shit there. Like, what the fuck is there? What the fuck over there? Is it more Egypt there? That's what they said. We could play that video. That is impossible shit. Yeah, but let's do that for another build. You feel me?
Yeah.
Say that for
You
another build.
understand, but I just wanted to capitalize on the
Mhm.
on the 4D so we could get better understanding. Like we gonna come back to this shit.
Yeah, yeah. Hold up. So let me go back to this right quick.
We
Boom.
definitely gonna come back to it because I gotta look up some more stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah. To that one, to the Egypt Jake, cause I know a little
No,
something on that.
to 4D.
Oh, to the 4D. Yeah, yeah.
I gotta look up some more stuff. That's what I'm saying. As soon as he touched that motherfucker, he went right into the 4D. Like, oh, motherfucker, whole body was gone. Everything. He able to manipulate dimensions with that shit, I guess.
That's this.
But they know something about it, bro.
That one
They
right
know
there.
something about it. They know something about it. That's a real cube. That's a real thing. Like, what if somebody here got one? Oh,
Yeah. You know what? Think about it like this. Hey, knowledge. You know how act like we in flatland.
oh
Look,
shit.
you understand what I'm about to say? Act like we in flatland, right? If somebody had one of those things, they wouldn't be able to see it like it's supposed to be. You knew it. Hey, you peeped that shit,
Oh,
right? You thought you said something like that to yourself, right?
oh, look, man, we was saying,
Bro,
oh,
shit.
listen, bro.
I'm
Listen.
listening.
Remember in the about the halls of Amenti, and they got that light. What if the Tesseract is the light, and that's how they able to incarnate in man's dreams and shit like that? They got the Tesseract, and
Or
these movies is a. Listen, if you look at the halls of Amenti, they got this light that they sit around, and they say that they bodies. If you read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, they talk about the halls of Amenti, where they 32 of them sit in a circle around the light, and they original bodies sit around it, and after 1,000 years they gotta let their body hibernate under that light for 100 years in order to get back into their body. So in a process of those 100 years, they incarnate in man's dreams, reality, shit like that. So what if they using a tesseract to do that?
so they got a
and maybe these
device.
movies and maybe these movies are a illustration of them of a mocking of them getting the tesseract and taking over earth. You know what I'm saying? Like
So Yeah, that is
This
crazy.
shit
Like people say,
crazy.
so they say like nightmare fuel and this, that, and the third, and they say shit is able to incarnate in man's dream. That shit is scary. Like I don't even want to repeat that. You feel me? But everybody had nightmares. Like what the fuck was that shit about? You feel me?
Exactly. Motherfucker trying to scare you in the 4D, trying to scare you, manipulate you. But
There
remember
you
that
go.
one thing I was reading said that people that sleep, it was like people what goes on in the fourth dimension, it was like humans that are asleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it said humans in sleep is sometimes the fourth dimensional lower vibration. Even though they're in the fourth dimension, but they still lower vibrational beings. They are able to incarnate in man's dreams. I said, holy shit, holy shit.
That shit different.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to
We
learn this
could
shit. Like we gotta learn this shit to see what the fuck happening. Now is that the truth? Is it true? But it seemed like people be having good dreams and people be having bad dreams. That's an explanation. There's different schools of thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
definitely,
So
definitely.
I listen. I research. So like okay. So that nigga jumped. He jumped out of flatland. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, his ass jumped out of 3D and his ass went somewhere else. I don't know. He probably went back to Asgard, maybe of his choice, but his ass got up out of there.
Alright, so we did a great build, everybody. Um, Brother Jedediah came through, great building, knowledge, great building, genocide, great building. Any closing statements you wanna you know, let the people rock out? What you gotta say
Oh
now?
man. No, man, we had a good build, man. We gonna have to come back. We can't just let, that part one go. We ain't gotta do it back to back, but shit, we got to do this. We got to come back with more shit though. We gotta have something more in depth of what we know about this 4D. You know what I'm
I got you. What I'm about to do right now is put number one right there. Know what I'm saying?
saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm finna get up out of here though, gang.
Alright, hey, yeah, great build. Hey, we about
For
this shit.
sure.
Play
Peace.
play an instrumental right quick. See
No doubt.
everybody out.
Peace. My bad, man. My phone went out. I kept trying to get that Jane back on.
Oh, you good? You good? Knowledge just wrapped up with me, but because you didn't get a chance to get in, I keep it going for right now. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
We can talk. No. Any talking points that you had? Because I know your phone went off. So this, the panel's for you. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Since you ain't had a chance to say what you need to say, go ahead.
All right.
So it was because we went into the fourth dimension. We showed the Tesseract to kind of get you back on the speed. You might have had something to say if you don't. Or what
I
you got?
got you.
I got you.
Okay. We studied the fourth dimension, but I want to explain the totality of the dimensions, which you are dealing with your own world. You are your own universe. You as one, you're a planet. You were a plant. You've been taken out the soil. That means you've been removed from the womb. Now you're a planet. You actually move and rotate around the sun. Don't forget that. They keep trying to trick you with trickery. That's the trick knowledge. Now, the seven, I'm going from the seven to the one, not one to the seven, which I could. But the seven is the genital or the genitalia. That's the seventh dimension. That's pure flesh. That's unadulterated flesh, which is our weakest and lowest point.
It's a whole bunch of dimensions and stuff. But look, I don't want to.
Damn, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, my bad. I ain't trying to be. Look, but if you want to, I do. If you want to, let's do an open panel after show too. That way, anybody and everybody can join up and just have an open bill.
Okay, okay,
You
okay.
know what I'm saying? Because this was just a bill, and I just want to keep it there. But I appreciate that. Look, this
All right,
is
let me
bonus
finish up then.
content.
Let me finish
Hold
up.
on, hold on. Jedediah Congo. This was bonus content in. So I'm letting you get your wrap up because you ain't get a chance because your phone went off. So go ahead and do your wrap up, and then I'm gonna end it.
All right, my wrap up is the fourth dimension or the fourth chakra or sutra, known as chakra. That's why they call it Kama Sutra when you engage in different sexual acts or carnal acts. It is the solar plex. Peace.
All
Thank you,
right.
King
So,
Genocide.
oh, no problem.
Thank you, Knowledge God TV. Thank you.
Hey, look. I'm about to go ahead and run the open panel after show. I'm gonna call it open panel after show. Maybe we can join.
All right, peace.
It'd be an open bill, and then that way, hey, I'll probably rock for maybe like another hour. You know what I'm saying? But hey, peace and blessings. Hope everybody enjoyed this bill, and we out.